it is not just a matter of baptizing, but it is a matter of baptizing people who are also going to start making disciples. So that as we are continuing, and the others that we have added are also are also starting their own cycle. So each individual bring one, prepare the soil, plant the word, cultivate the interest. Then there is a harvest time, and then we preserve. Now, so what do we mean by prepare? So prepare is service, act of service. We are starting from far. We know that we want someone to make a decision, but we start by serving them. We start by serving them, and then we start planting a seed. We start sharing the word. We are sharing media. We are just sharing, and then we are now introducing them to our studies, to our small groups, to study the Bible. We did not just start with studying the Bible, but we started with the sharing. We were sending those chapter a day, and then there is now an interest. There is now an interest, and then next, the appeal. The appeal. Even in the small groups, even as well when we have the reaping efforts to have that appeal. Then to preserve, we then assign mentors. We make sure that any person who has been baptized, they have been assigned a mentor. Okay, so now in detail, when preparing the soil. So this is the blue. We are starting from the top, going round clockwise. So with this blue, this is the, from this picture, from the picture, the blue picture, what could that signify? The picture in blue, the others are grayed out. What could that signify? Or what are we seeing? Yes? Sorry? The prepared land, yes. Yes. And is there rain yet? No, is the preparation of the land before before the rain. So what are we talking about? We are talking about building trust by showing love and kindness. Are we able to do this as individuals? Building trust by showing love and kindness to people. And then providing compassionate community service and health ministry. So when you're saying we've got the health ministries, healthy eating, and we invite people want to live healthy, people want to eat healthy, and we invite them to such programs. And we've got community service programs, and we invite people want to participate in community service projects. But what we are doing is that we are preparing the soil. We are building trust. We are showing love and kindness to people. So this is what we are talking about when we are saying prepare the soil. Here we are not coming with the doctrine. People, we are not bombarding people. Say, there is the Sabbath. You've been eating tithe. No. We are preparing the what? Preparing the soil. We are preparing the heart. We are preparing the heart. Okay. Now, the sowers of the seed have a work to do in preparing hearts to receive the gospel. This is the job that we have in preparing hearts to receive the gospel, the love of Christ, revealed in personal ministry, may soften the stony heart so that the seed of truth can take root. So we still want, so the seed is not yet there, but the land is being prepared. The land is being prepared. So we are preparing hearts so that the seed of truth, when it is then sown, it can take root. Now, quickly we go to the plant. The plant. So you find that these steps are sequential. These steps are sequential for a purpose. So that if you don't do something, it may affect the next step. It may affect the next step. So now, plant. So plant the word. So now we are engaging in initial spiritual conversations, or we are sharing your own testimony. I used to be like this, and now I met Christ, and now I am now like this. And then we are now sharing literature, and we are inviting them to our events, to our church events. This is just a casual invite. No, we are having this program. Can you come? And when we are here, can I also put a plug? On the 27th, we have a what? We have a guest day. This is the time to, hopefully we have what? Hopefully we have prepared the soil. So now we are now what? Planting the word. We are just saying, no, come. So our job is now just to be nice to people. We've got these 2 weeks to be nice to people, so that we what? So that we invite them. Invite them. There will be a program geared for them. So now we're inviting them to church events. We share literature. We're engaging in spiritual conversations and sharing testimonies. So what does the spirit of prophecy say? He says the dissemination of the truth of God is not confined to a few ordained ministers. The truth is to be scattered by whom? In red, it says by all who claim to be disciples of Christ. And who are these? It's me and you. So this is the brown. You will find that now on the previous. It's now the hand is opened and there is the seed dropping into the prepared ground. In the prepared ground. Now we go to the third one, which is to what? Which is to cultivate. So now we have prepared the ground and we have done the second part, which is what? We have planted the seed. So now we are cultivating the interest now. We are now weeding. We are removing the what? The weeds. We are making sure that, because how many of us, when we plant something, we just come back to harvest? So we have to cultivate. So what do we need to do? We have to bring fertilizer. We have to come and we weed, just to make sure that the seed grows into a plant. So this is now, we are now giving ongoing Bible studies. We are now giving ongoing Bible studies. So those small groups that started. Now we are having a regular scheduled Bible studies. So we are now bringing them to small group Bible studies or evangelistic meetings. So now there is now a next step. So now we are making sure that we are cultivating interest. So in the Bible study, that's when they are asking the seemingly silly questions. Why do we worship on a Saturday instead of on a Sunday? And in that comfortable, in that safe space, they can receive the answers from the Bible, so that when they go to the next step, they have been already convinced, because the interest has been cultivated. There's been cultivated. So sometimes we have been missing this step, and we plant the seed, and immediately we want to harvest. But what about the weeds? What about the fertilizer that is required? What about the rains that are needed? Those things are very important. Okay, so this is the funnel. So there's a whole lot of things that need to be thrown in, and then there's going to be something that comes out. So now we've got, these are just examples, not really what we're going to do, but it's ideas that we can bring. So now there's a cooking school. Someone comes from the cooking school. They came for a cooking school to cook, but they also find that there is something spiritual that is also thrown in. There's a church social. People were just socializing. There's a concert. They came. The music groups were there, Brother Beck. There was a concert, and people came for the music. But within the music, something also happened. The community services, the VBX. You know, when children invite other children, or we invite our friends' children to VBX, amongst the so many programs that we can have just to generate interest, to bring people to church. So now, so what we want is to have someone baptized. So yes, with these programs, we have cultivated, we have sown the seed. But what we need is that we need Bible studies. We need Bible studies now for us to cultivate the interest. To cultivate the interest so that the one who's baptized is a baptized disciple. One who also go and gather other disciples. So, we are, there are those in the world who are reading the scriptures, but who cannot understand their import. The men and women who have a knowledge of God are needed to explain the word to these souls. So some of us, our job probably is to invite, and then when we have invited, there are others who can explain these truths to these souls. So this is for which leg, for which phase they cultivate. So the Bible studies are in the cultivate phase. Now going to number four, which is harvest. Before we go to harvest, just a recap of what we have covered. We've said the first step is what? Prepare. The second step, plant. And the cultivate. And we said in cultivate, what is it? We are cultivating what? The interest. And we are doing that by how? By Bible studies. And in planting, how are we planting? We are planting what? We are planting the word. But how are we doing that? We are sharing, inviting. So the VBX, the concert, the community guest day, we are sharing with those. And then in the preparation, we are preparing the what? We are preparing the soil. So preparing which soil? The heart. So we are preparing the people by doing what? By building relationship, showing love and kindness, so that when we are then bringing, we are gradually moving towards the harvest. So now, someone, we have been kind to them, we have prepared, and then we have planted the seed, and now we have cultivated, we have removed the weeds, we have put fertilizer. So what is left with the person is for them to make a what? A decision. A decision. For them to say, this is what I'm now choosing. So now, this is appeal for decisions in personal Bible studies. So in personal Bible studies, we have read about the Sabbath. What is going to be your decision about the Sabbath? No, I'm still not convinced. And then we go through the Bible study again. Now the Bible has been cleared. And then a person says, I am now deciding to follow the biblical Sabbath. So this is starting from personal Bible studies. But it also involves the appeals for decisions in public evangelistic meetings. So that's why, as a church, we are still going to be having evangelistic meetings. But most of the work is being done where? By us as individuals. By us as individuals. So the first few steps have been more for individuals, and with the church then supporting that. So the other sermons and evangelistic meetings are there for people to make decisions. So we are now harvesting the decisions. If there is not a dedicated application of the truth to their hearts, if words are not spoken at the right moment, calling for what? calling for decisions from the weight of evidence already presented. The convicted ones pass on without identifying themselves with Christ. The golden opportunity passes, and they have not yielded, and they go further and further away from the truth, further away from Jesus, and never take their stand on the Lord's side. So here we are saying avail the opportunities for people to make decisions. But we are saying we are forcing people to make decisions. No. Present the evidence. Ask them to make a decision. Yes, some may not be convinced, but some have been convinced and they are just waiting to make a decision. Make a decision. Then the last one, which is the red one, which is the... that picture is showing what? Huh? It's showing a bag of what? Of grain. So now, if we go back to our story from the parable of the sower, it said what? From the verse said what? But other seed fell on good ground and yielded a crop that sprang up, increased and produced some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. So if we just harvested and left it there, what would happen to that grain? It needed to be packed in bags. It needed to be preserved, and I didn't grow up in the rural areas, but I would hear that there is some grains that we're not going to eat now. We have to put what? Yes, we have to put pesticides so that that grain is what? Is preserved for when it is, whether it's for planting or it's for eating, but it is preserved. Okay, so now how are we preserving? So we are preserving and what? And training. We are preserving and training. So we are now providing a systematic plan for discipleship of new members, and we are training these new members for what? For soul winning service, and we are nurturing these members. So this is when these are now our members, but they are still, some of them are still making mistakes, and we are making sure that we are nurturing them, and we are teaching them about soul winning, so that as soon as they become members, they also start become active in soul winning. After individuals have been converted to the truth, they need to be looked after. These newly converted ones need nursing, watchful attention, help, and encouragement. This is from evangelism. So when souls are converted, set them to work at once. When they must what? Set them to work at once. And as they labor according to their ability, they will grow stronger. They will grow stronger. So this is the process. So we are preparing by serving. We are planting by sharing. We are cultivating by studying. We are harvesting by what? And then we are preserving by mentoring. Okay, so because this is an interactive program, we are going to get into 4 groups. We're going to go into 4 groups. Let me choose the group leaders. Elder Chakarisa, Elder Mkandla, Brother Joel, and Brother Sean. You'll be the group leaders. So there are questions that we need to... So in our groups, we only have 10 minutes for these groups. In our groups, there are questions that we need to... So group 1, who wants to be group 1? You get, okay, group 1, the question is, if every member was involved in some form of personal outreach service, would the church grow? Would the church grow? So you've got 10 minutes to look at that. Okay, group 1. Sorry? Yes, you are getting the papers. And then the assignment is the same for all the groups. You do that after your question. Yes. So it's just making sure that which phase in the grow phase are those items. Okay. So group number two, you've got your question. Church A is very busy. It holds cooking seminars, VBX. Why is it not growing? It's doing many wonderful things. Why is it not growing? Don't forget to also do the assignment. Your group. Okay. And then Elder Chakaris. Okay, so probably let's do the numbering so that the ones who go to one, the group leaders, we can come to the front so that we are not counted. You are not counted. The group leaders, you can come to the front. Okay. So starting from there, you are number 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So as soon as you're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, you can go to your number. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brother, let's do number 4. 4. 4. Elder Chakarisa. Yes. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we can quickly go to our numbers. You are number 3. Yes. So 1, 2, yes, 1, yes, that's 1, yeah, number 2, yes, number 3, number 4, yes, you're number 4, then you're number 1, Sister Kero, you're number 2, number 3 in the corner, number 4, ma'am, number 3, Odam Kant. Yes. Okay, Sister Valerie, 1, 2, yeah, number 2 elder. Mrs. Chengeta, number 3. Mr. Chengeta, number 4. Okay, then 1, 2, 3, the ones at the back. Okay. Oh. Yes, number 4. Okay, number 4, and then 1 and 2. Yes, you're number 1. Yes. So we can sit at the. It's fine. Oh, that's fine. You can join that side. You run away from the most age 5. It says after a careful process. I think we must look at that. So after a careful process of preparing, which is number 1, planting number 2, and cultivating, which is number 3. Church B holds an evangelistic series each year and baptizes converts. Within 2 years, however, most of these people involved in the church or have left churches altogether. What can be done to help the church? What is missing? This is what? Number 3. Okay, number 3 is what? This is the question. Please open the last slide. Huh? Open, keep your last slide open. Don't go to the other side. I want us to follow before we get to what you provide. Yes. Someone is going to. For the sake of the ones the group is.
Yes, we talk. Oh, there are people online. All right. So what are we saying? We are saying, read again. Maybe let me read it so that even the online people can follow. So after a careful process of preparing, which is number one, where they have the soil, and then number two, which they are where they are planting, they have the seed, and cultivating. The mic is for the online communication, online audience. So you can't hear. Guys, it's too good this side. It's already confusing you. Sorry.
It's fine.
All right, Elder, they may have to. So then, cultivating. Okay, they did preparing, planting, and cultivating. Then they went in to do efforts, evangelistic meetings each year. And yes, they baptized members. Within 2 years, the members have left. They are not involved in church at all. What can be done? What is missing here? Yes, in terms of how